All right. Welcome. My name is Jason Peters. I'm a freelance journalist here for Grid Magazine at the James Talib Demon Homeless Encampment. Here I am with Kane.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be talking to other residents of the encampment as well as activists involved with the recent deal. But to start off, Kane, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. It's a good day.
All right. So talk to me. How long have you been here at the camp?
I've been here since like mid-June. So
June,
probably
June.
like a week and a half after they opened the camp.
Got you.
Encampment.
So here's a question I got for you. How did you even hear about the encampment at first?
Like the encampment is pretty much a community of people who knew each other through circumstances anyway. So it's like a lot of people we been even the homeless struggle together and jail together. So I came home from prison. You know, this is kind of like the central of everything. So this is like normally when somebody come home from prison in Philadelphia, they always wind up down here either trying to find a job, vital records, or something like. But I landed here on some, you know, not having nowhere to go. And it was like, you know, you roaming, you do your little odd jobs here and there, but like I got, you know, 6 kids. I support 6 kids, so whatever money I generate out here, like it goes to taking care of my kids. So
Okay.
it's hard to find like place to live on next to nothing income. Like so, you know, this kind of like I'm down on 15th Street, sleeping like a lot of us do.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody new tapped me like, yo, bro, like why you sleeping on the ground? You know, they got a whole city
Yeah.
up the street. I'm like, no, I don't know if we can cuss, but when they told me, I told them you was bullshitting.
Yeah.
So if you bleep it out, I'm sorry.
So you didn't even believe that this was here?
And I seen occupied, so I knew it wasn't impossible, like because it's happened in Philly before, but I was like, nah, like you lying. So I came up, checked it out, it was legit.
So do you prefer this? So is this your first spout of homelessness, or have you been homeless in the past?
Yeah, I've been homeless in the past, but I would say not this long.
Not this long?
Yeah, not this long.
Gotcha.
So it's like COVID slowed a lot up. I didn't qualify for any of the benefits that was being given out. So it just was like, I'm like one of probably like the only few who really was out here like just like really working during the whole pandemic. So
you work?
Yeah, I do.
So where do you work at, if you don't mind me asking?
Political nonprofit named 1PA.
Okay.
Yeah. So
No, that's good for you. So you stay at the encampment and then you send money elsewhere because it's like too much to get like first months, last months, and the security deposit.
Never catch up to it on the income that they give re-entering citizens. Like never catch up on taking care of all your priorities and trying to live on your own on the income you make out here just coming home from jail.
Yeah. So talk about this experience being here. Do you feel safer here? Do you like this better than being alone on the streets? Why have you stayed here?
I definitely feel safer. I've been in shelters, hospitals, and other institutions, and it's like when you so used to institutions, you don't like being controlled, and it's even like when you go in the shelters, they control everything about you know what you do, how you live, and sometimes it's not adequate living. Like you might go into one shelter, they might be infested with bugs. Another one. I was actually staying in the shelter probably like a year ago. Somebody got stabbed to death.
Jesus.
Like, so it's kind of crazy.
So talk to me. How much do you know about the 50 house agreement with the city?
I mean, I actually been a part of the negotiations since square one. I'm kind of like I don't know. Like I've been around. Like these my people. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Like everybody out here. Like we knew each other for some time, and it's like I guess they trust my judgment when it come to you know, the well-being of people, because we've been out here for so long together, so they entrust me with their well-being.
Got you.
When they had like a little process of who they want to involve with making sure like the housing went through, like I was one of the names that all the residents was like, yo, like.
Got you. Did you meet any politicians or talk with any?
I mean, not concerning this situation, but like I said, I work with a political nonprofit, and housing has been like an issue that every politician promises they pounding in the concrete. So I did get to speak to Councilwoman Kendra Brooks actually about housing, not about this actual encampment, but she has been out here to visit the encampment. So she's like probably one of the elected officials who's tuned into what's going on at the ground level.
Got you. Do you think that the 50 houses are actually going to get delivered?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, right? The beginning of negotiations, they offered us 15 houses.
15?
It's almost 200 people sleeping out here, bro. There's no way 15 is an adequate number. For real, 50 not an adequate number, for real. We talking about comfortably housing hundreds of people. And then they went up to 25.
Yeah.
It's like nowhere in the world we taking 15 houses.
Yeah.
So they shoot us up a number to 25. Be like, oh no, they playing. Because for real, we know how many properties, like I've been scouting properties, and we've seen over 50 properties already in the last 3-4 days of just scouting properties since this negotiation's been going through.
Yeah.
So we shoot a counter offer for 150 houses.
You shot down an offer for 150?
No, we shot a counter offer.
Oh, you sent an offer for 150?
for 150 houses. In hopes to at least for them to meet us at half at like 75.
Yeah.
Because we felt like 75 was a safe number to say if we acquired 75 homes at this present time, we at least have enough for the elderly, the mental health. Because you got to keep in mind, like nobody keeps in mind about what type of traumas people go through out here. Yeah. So we dealing with people with drug addiction, mental health issues, all types of stuff that we got to take in consideration when we housing people. So we asked for 150 in hopes to get 75. They ended the phone call. Like the housing authority ended the phone call when we shot 150. They said, no way under the world. No. We're giving you 150 houses. Hung up the phone and we thought negotiations was over. So, you know, we run back. We planning protest now. Like, what we going to do to protest this because they hung up the phone and it's clear they don't want to give us what we asking for. Yeah. And just some random, I guess we had the streets barricaded around like last Thursday they came down. Yep. So I guess it was a nuisance to whatever is going on between this block and this block.
I think they're trying to build a bike lane.
Absolutely nothing going on right now. So I guess
so once they freed up 22nd,
yeah,
you stopped talking so much?
No, I mean that the 50 houses was the reason 22nd Street got freed up. So
they agreed. They
offered because they hung up the phone and they called like randomly like a day and a half later with the offer for 50 houses, but they wanted the promise that the barricade would come down. Mm-hmm. So we took the barricade down in good faith. Mm-hmm. That they gonna at least deliver that, because at least with the 50 houses we can house, like I said, we got elderly residents, we got mental health residents, we got even residents here who bring their kids out here from time to time because they can't find housing, or in the shelter they don't feel comfortable when they come out during the day. So so we hoping for it, even though we as residents, activists, coalitions, we don't even feel like it's an adequate number. Like it's
yeah, you're kind of playing their game. You're doing what you have to do.
You got to, I mean, because at the end of the day, they going to make it hard for you. They always do. So.
Is there anything that you think that people should know about the encampment?
This is one thing I think everybody should know just about the encampment itself. The encampment is here not just for homeless people. The encampment is here for anybody who has a housing issue. This is a protest surrounded by every housing issue in Philadelphia. Gentrification, they're buying out our neighborhoods. Developers are buying out our neighborhoods. We can't afford to live in the neighborhoods we grew up in. This is for every man and woman who lost their job during the pandemic and can't afford to pay their rent, and their landlords trying to push them out of housing. Like, this protest is beyond people being homeless, because housing issues extend homelessness, you feel me? Yeah. So, like, if I could say anything about but the encampment itself, we are a community. We're a self-governed community. It's beautiful. I don't believe it's going to be nothing, a protest ever as beautiful than this in Philadelphia. Yeah. And the people did it. Like, nobody came in. All this was ingenuity from people, like people who live out here. They built the water system. The thing about just the way like people program nowadays to me is like if you were speaking about it in a bad light, somebody would have had the most to say about it. But since you were speaking about it in a good light, nobody wants to entertain it.
Yeah.
That just seems like how media is driven nowadays. If it's not controversy behind it, like oh my God, like.
Is there anything you want people to know?
Any way y'all can support us. We on 22nd and Benjamin Franklin Parkway. We take donations, but we really need people power. You feel me? That's the most important thing. A lot of people overshadow the fact that we really need like the people to show up for us by bringing like donations. That's great, but we don't want to get comfortable. The message to the government is not to get comfortable. It's to make noise about what's going on and get attention. So if I could say anything like, yo, bring yourself with your donations, bring you with your donations, because we need you more than we need your things. Like, yeah.
All right, well, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate y'all for coming out and talking to us.